Who is currently winning the AFL Brownlow count and who will be winning the AFL Brownlow? In this video, I'm going to be going through my top 5 current in the Brownlow and my top 5 prediction for how it will finish up. Over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be releasing loads of mid-season content, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Now, currently, I've got in 5th place Paddy Cripps. I'm recording this after round 11. Round 12 hasn't started yet, so by the time I release this, it might be a little bit different. But Paddy Cripps, I got in 5th. I think he's had a really good season. I think he's going to poll more votes than Sam Welsh. Sam Welsh will take a couple votes away from him, but I think Paddy Cripps will be noticed more by umpires, given his stature, given the contested work, but no higher than that. In 4th, I've got Sarong. He slowed down a bit, but at the start of the season, he was on fire. He would have racked up loads of votes, and I think he will just miss out of that top 3 currently. Yeah, he's just been on fire with record-breaking disposal counts, and he's leading that midfield as well. In 3rd place, I've got Warner from the Swans. He is starting to poll arguably more votes than Heaney. The Brownlow's weird, right? You know, we've seen Pritis and Neil won the Brownlow when they didn't even make All-Australian. For all we know, leading the Brownlow right now could be Lachie Neale again. For all we know. Or it could be like someone like Ollie Wines. Like, it's just hard to know. But Warner has started to add multiple goals on top of the 20, 30 touches he gets. The clearances as well. The speed he has outside and the acceleration he has outside of contests, it's just so exciting. I think he's in 3rd place. In 2nd place, I've got Nick Dacos. Nick Dacos is starting to cook. He is now in the best form, where he's the best player in the competition. This obviously is going to be in the top 5, but he's really starting to turn it on. The last 4 weeks, I reckon he's got BOG in all 4. In all 4, honestly. And then first is Isaac Heaney. I think that's sort of conclusive. Given the goals and the consistent touches he gets and the influence, more importantly, when you watch Sydney, the influence, the big moments, he should be 1st place. And I would be really fucking surprised if he's not 1st place. Now, in terms of other players that have missed out on this top 5, you've got the likes of Noah Anderson, I think is someone who might poll really well, as will Matt Rowell. That all depends on who the umpire thought had a better game. Matt Rowell is more that inside mid gross work, where, you know, Anderson's the more pretty kind of stuff. Petrarca might poll really well as well. It's hard to know. You know, Max Gawn's going to take votes off track. Max Gawn might have polled really well. In fact, Max Gawn is probably should be in my top 5, but he's not. Zach Merritt, I think, has had a really good season as well. And Tom Green and Zach Butters, I think, have had some really good games, but probably haven't put it all together. That's just my personal top 5, if I'm going to be completely honest. Another one to look out for as well, is Adam Treloar. Has had a really good season. He doesn't influence games enough with his kicking, and just doesn't in general. But with the umpires, you just don't know. You do not know. So my prediction, who do I think is going to win the Brownlow? Now, for those who don't know, my original predictions, my pre-season predictions for the Brownlow was number 1 was Chad Warner. I actually said that. I predicted it. I said, you know, last year he had a bad season. The year before he had a good season. This is a good season. 2nd, I think I went with Sam Walsh, and 3rd Bontempelli, or I went 2nd Bontempelli, 3rd Sam Walsh. Either way, I definitely conclusively put Warner number 1, and one of Walsh and Bontempelli 2 and 3. How's that looking? It's not looking good in terms of the Bontempelli shout. Bont hasn't had a great season thus far. In fact, Treloar's arguably had a better Brownlow polling season, you would say. He's still been good, but that's not looking great. Sam Walsh has looked pretty good, but you would say Cripps has definitely been the better midfielder this year. So now for my top 5 predictions. Starting off in 5th, I've got about 10 names listed here in 5th. I'm not going to cop out and choose draws, okay? I'm going to conclusively choose a top 5. In 5th place, because of the start of the season, I'm going to go with Patrick Cripps. I think Sam Walsh is going to start being that number 1 midfielder towards the latter end of the season. That's kind of because I just think that, and because I put Sam Walsh, you know, my top 3 in the Brownlow prediction, I think subconsciously I'm pretending he will be that player. But let's be real, Cripps is probably in the top 5 already. In fact, almost definitely, depending on what the umpires think. But I think it will slowly drop off. If Carlton want to do well, they're going to have to stop relying on him, and that's why I think he's going to slip down. And there's just some players that I think are going to start to cook. In 4th place, I've got Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt has been amazing. My one concern with Zach Merritt is he doesn't poll well when Darcy Parish plays. Parish always polls better. For some reason, he polls better. And that is even when Merritt has more influence. Zach Merritt, I think, on his day, can be the best player in the competition. His kicking skills are phenomenal. He's finally got the leadership right after some dodgy years being a leader. Even his handballs are great. Any disposal he does is perfect. His clearance works really good. He is fast. He can kick goals. and he's even defensively astute. And that's why I think he'll be in 4th place. I don't think he'll be any higher because when Parrish comes back from the injury, he should eventually start to take some of those votes off merit, is my understanding. The other reason is Nick Martin has been on smoke this season, so we don't know how the umpires are going to vote. But I think Merritt is comfortably Essendon's best player, and I think he's polled pretty well this season. I think he'll continue to do so. In 3rd place, I have Isaac Heaney. Now, I've literally just made a last-second change. I originally didn't have Heaney in my top 5, I'm going to be honest with you. And then I sort of thought to myself, with these Brownlow votes, it's the votes on the board that count. Now, the reason I originally didn't have Heaney is Heaney has a lifelong tradition of falling off, okay, and not being consistent. But he's been consistent, so I thought, you know what, let's reward that. I did originally have Caleb Strong in 3rd place, and then I thought to myself, given my prediction on how Fremantle will finish the season, which is not well, I think they're going to really struggle at the end of the season, that therefore means Sarong shouldn't do that well either. And then I sort of added all these things together, and I thought, you know what, let's be realistic, and I've got Heaney in 3rd place. I still think Heaney is not going to continue this form. I think there's no doubt about that, particularly when, this is the big one, when Mills and Parker come back into that team, how is Sydney going to play? Because right now, you've got 2 defensive-minded mids who have to start. Either Rowbottom or Mills will start in that midfield as that sort of tackler, defensive-minded player. And then you've got someone like, you got Warner, Heaney, Parker, who one of them play on the wing. Obviously, Gordon's on one wing. So even James Jordan as well. Taylor Adams. There's just so many players to choose from that Sydney midfield. So I think Heaney might even be pushed forward a bit more towards the end of the season as Mills and Parker come back, and he might struggle to get votes. But I still have him in 3rd place. In 2nd place, I've got Chad Warner. A little bit the same as Isaac Heaney. I think Chad Warner will start to struggle to get the votes as some of the midfielders come back for the Sydney Swans. And also, just like the Swans, I think will naturally start to drop off a bit. I think you will see in a later video, I may or may not have them slipping out of 1st place at the end of the season. You have to wait and watch that. But there's definitely some hard games to Sydney, and I think the form will some way or another dip. How much it dips is a different question, but I do think Warner is having a great season. I think he's going to poll better than Heaney by the end of the season. But in 1st place, and I think, I don't want to say this, but I've watched pretty much every single Collingwood game this season, and Collingwood have struggled, but the games that have been close, there's always one guy who stands up. In that 4th quarter, there's one guy who always pops up, he does the right thing, and he most importantly, he influences. And I've been pretty critical of this guy in the past for not influencing with his possession use, but he's doing it now, and I think he's going to remain the best player in the comp for the rest of the season, and I think he's going to win by quite a margin. Going with Nick Dacos. Now, Nick Dacos, given the injury didn't happen last season, he would have won it. Well, he probably would have won it. He would have gotten at least a couple votes. And to be honest, he deserved it. Better than Lockie Neal last season at least. Bloody hell. He started off the season really slow. You know, up until round 7, you could even make a case that he didn't get a single vote. He'll still probably poll like 3 or 4 or 5 votes in those games, a couple ones, maybe a 2. Round 8, is when he cooked. For me, he's BOG in every single game from round 8 to round 11. And who have Collingwood got this week? At the time recording, they've got the Dogs at Marvel Stadium. This game probably has already happened. He's probably going to get BOG in that game as well. I see this guy getting BOG in half of the games he has in the future. Right now, he's probably on around sort of the 13 to 17 range of votes. So it'll be interesting to see what he does, but I think he should storm home and he'll win the Brownlow. Yes, there are names that I wanted to put on there. I've already mentioned the likes of Sarong. I think Noah Anderson's someone I think should fire home. I think Jordan Dawson will do really well because I think Adelaide will start to come back. But they're the names I've gone with my top 5 prediction. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow the TikTok FTFooty, and I'll be seeing you in another video.